After 29 years, Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey finally has a follow-up. Bill and Ted Face the Music is directed by Dean Parizo. I probably butchered his name, sorry. And this film also stars Keanu Reeves and Alex Winter. I love Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. It is one of my favorite 80s movies. That film is just a blast from beginning to end. The characters are just so incredibly likable, and I actually have never seen Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey. I've heard mixed things about that film. I should really get on to watching Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey, though. But anyways, my expectations were relatively low for Bill and Ted Face the Music. Generally, I just wanted it to be a fun little popcorn flick. It really didn't need to be better than the original. I just wanted it to be a fun follow-up to that film. And overall, this movie met those expectations. This film was, in fact, a blast from beginning to end. This movie is incredibly focused on being fun and campy. And to some, this movie might even come across as disposable. I think that these criticisms are absolutely ridiculous. This movie knows exactly what it wants to be. It is not at all pretentious, and it's not trying to sweep the Oscars or win Best Picture. It's just trying to be an entertaining flick that is meant to entertain for about 90 minutes. I wasn't expecting this movie to be a masterpiece, and I'm not disappointed that it turned out not being that way. This film served its purposes of entertaining me and making me laugh. Easily the best aspect of this film is the chemistry between Keanu Reeves and Alex Winter. After 3 decades, their chemistry still holds strong. If this aspect of this film did not work, then I am afraid this movie would have completely fallen flat on its face. Luckily, Keanu and Alex managed to keep this film afloat. Every time these two are on screen, I never fail to have a massive grin on my face. The film's B-plot about Bill and Ted's daughters actually doesn't fall flat. Even though I enjoyed the A-plot more, when these two were on screen, I didn't dread it. This film doesn't force you to care about these characters because Bill and Ted care about them. As the movie goes on, I actually grew to appreciate them. I would totally be on board if they decided to make a spin-off movie about Bill and Ted's daughters. Also, William Sadler's death is just fantastic. He was so hilarious in this movie. His performance was so great that I actually am now way more interested in seeing Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey. Honestly, nobody gave a really bad performance in this film. I even enjoyed Anthony Carrigan as the robot sent from the future to kill Bill and Ted in pure Terminator fashion. My favorite scenes in this film are when Bill and Ted visit their future counterparts. Both Keanu and Alex give hilarious performances in this scene, especially when Bill and Ted visit themselves in prison. That scene is just comedy gold. There is a certain celebrity that makes a cameo in this film. I will not spoil anything, but his presence, I think, boosted this film by a few points. If you've seen this film, you will know exactly who I'm talking about. This film wasn't perfect. I, in fact, do have a few problems with it. Some of the CGI looks pretty rough, and I don't think it'll hold up in 5 years' time. I do understand that this film was relatively on a low budget, so I guess I'll give this one a pass. I usually don't complain about this, but here we are now. I wish this film was a little longer, and because of that, there are some certain story arcs that felt very rushed. For example, Bill and Ted going to marriage counseling. It gets resolved rather abruptly, and I left a little unsatisfied. And the ending also felt very abrupt. Even though it was a very satisfying ending, it just felt very abrupt and it left me wanting more. Overall, this film was a solid conclusion to the Bill and Ted's trilogy, and it overall left me pretty satisfied. And because of that, Bill and Ted Face the Music gets a B+. Honestly, anything with Keanu Reeves, I will go support. He just seems like a personable guy. There is a reason why the internet obsesses with him. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, hit the like button, and if you want more content like this, hit the subscribe button and hit the bell notification so you can be notified every time I upload a video. And shout out to Kurt Smith and Hugh Jackman. Thanks for watching.